Good morning. Today we're gonna rig a couple of rods for live butterfish and see if we can catch some striped bass. Let's get to work. I don't know whether the audio is gonna work, but we're gonna be using a star rod and a newel because it's nice and loud. Wish they still made them. They don't. And we're gonna strip off about 10 feet of line because why wouldn't we? Since it was out and about last night and we had a couple of fish. So turn on the large clicker, unengage it, and you can see why I like using newels. You can sure hear them when they go. So step one, trim off some old line. Make sure that we've got clean line. Sure had a little cluster last night. That's pretty close, but still. Eels at night tend to really spin up the line. And then my boomerang tool from Captain Harris in Miami. I make easy. Put the line away. Don't throw it overboard. All right, so we're going to use an egg sinker. We're going to keep it very simple. I'm using an egg sinker, a circle hook, and a long leader. Probably just grab fairly heavy one, not because I need to use a heavy one, but because there's a lot of reasons that I don't want the fish swimming too far away. Actually, I think maybe I'll go light on the next rod, but I'm sort of heavy on this one. All right, so you know, it's pretty easy. You thread the egg sinker, and then you use a good swivel. I use Spros. They're extremely strong, and they've never failed me, and they actually spin like heck. So that's nice. 4, 5, 6. There's lots of other kinds of knots to tie, but I tie a straight fisherman's knot. 7 twists through the eye, back through the loop, then moisten it and tighten it up. I did. Later on, I'm going to be cooking with the rest of them. And then we'll use nothing fancy. I'm just going to finish up the leader that I have. I'm going to use 20. I'm going to use about 3 feet of it. Later on. No, I'm not tired. I just still have some left. I love those chives. No, not right now. I don't have room in my freezer. Too much fish. I'll trade you some fish for chives later. All right. Same deal. Same deal with the leader. And because it's a small bait, I'm going to use a small hook. I'm going to be using 1/0 gamakatsus. Remember that you have to use circle hooks in Massachusetts for live bait. Small hooks are great. We want to protect those bigger fish, and we want to reduce mortality. I don't do a lot of catch and release. I stop fishing when I have fished the limit, but that's just me. Not everybody has to do that, but you have to follow the regs. Stripers need to be between 28 and less than 35 inches, which is a easy thing. Snug it back up. Now I'm going to trim the tags, but I'm not trimming them really tight because I've lost 1 or 2 fish because I trimmed too tight. So 1, 2, and we're good to go. All right, the way that I store this rod is simple. Thanks to my friend Alex in Miami for showing me how to keep a long leader under control. And now we're rigged. Oh, no, we're not. Got to engage it. One more time. 1, 2, 3. And now we're rigged. And I'll put the rod away. I'm going to rig one more. Same way, only with a much lighter lead for the bow, where there's a little more room. So in this case, fishing with a Shimano, smooth as butter, not as loud, so I can't fish with it at night because it won't wake me up. The newels will not only wake me up, but they'll wake up the entire neighborhood, which isn't a bad thing most nights. And you can see, if you look at the line, which you probably can't see, but this is why I'm gonna take off, 20 feet, 10 feet, because there's some frays from the fight. I'm awful close to some other boats, so I just want to make sure that I get the clean line. I'm about here. It's really worth it to spend an extra minute or two making sure that you've got your tackle in order. So again, a Spro. This time we'll use a smaller egg sinker. Same deal. Spro. Again, a long leader after we've tied this. 4, 5, 6, 7. Two. Nice long leader. This tool is so useful. Part A of the leader. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Through the eye. Lick. I didn't like the way that knot pulled, so I'm going to cut it again. Do it again. Through. Back. Wet it and pull it. I like it. Nice snug bite. And we'll use another small hook because we have plenty of butterfish today. So we'll be using small baits. These circle hooks have very, very small barbs, and sometimes, which is good for the fish, but sometimes the bait can get loose. So sometimes I actually use a little product called Baywatcher's Bait Tab, which is a little piece of rubber. that I'll slide on after I put the bait on to hold the butterfish on board. I'm going to trim this. Yep, should be one more thing to trim. One more. And now I'm going to put away my tools, which you could call toys, but give myself a little room. And I'm going to go get a butterfish. And I'm going to rig them up, and then we'll put them off the bow. So, this is a live butterfish. This is one of those little bait tabs that I was telling you about. They're available for just $100 a dozen, and they're well worth it. Or you could cut a rubber band into little tiny pieces. It's really up to you. So, we're gonna take them. We're gonna go right behind the nose. Oop. Gonna slide this tab on. It just holds the bait, and now we're gonna put them in the water and catch something. Hopefully, a nice big strike. That's it for now. Back to the live feed.